People have a hard time wanting to plant their roots somewhere where they have a mixed relationship or mixed feelings about their water. And the biggest thing when it comes to Martin County and its water is the affordability around it. Martin County was ranked second as the highest rate-paying customers in the state of Kentucky. It's just heartbreaking.
So we're in Warfield, Kentucky, which was always what I considered home. I have a picture of my grandparents in that river in 1932. This is the Tug Fork of the Big Sandy River. This is the source of our drinking water. They actually pump the water from the Tug River over the hill into our reservoir. So we are testing the water in the river. We're sending it to University of Kentucky, and they figure out what's the difference between this water and that water. So we'll also be going to the reservoir to test that water.
Martin County is a very small town, but with a big heart. I do a lot of community-based research here in Martin County, and my work is for the people of Martin County. The history that has happened when it comes to our water and our water system, it's a lot.
All this was running black for a couple years afterwards. You could still see the remnants of the sludge. And so that was something that got people upset. When it's right in your face, and yet people are saying, don't worry about it. It's not the problem now. That's been 24 years. But it's where it all began that we lost trust. Now we've got different problems.
So the water plant that we have here today was only supposed to be here for 600 customers. And then the plant grew, the plant expanded, and being able to maintain it became more of a challenge. And some of these lines have sadly not been updated adequately throughout the years as the plant grew. And so it's like we're always putting out fires. And when do the fires stop?
So in 2017, ACLC was asked to come to a community meeting here in Inez, Kentucky. There were intermittent outages all over the county because water lines were breaking, and when the water would come back on, it would be brown. And so they were very, very concerned about the quality of water. And then in January 2018, the Water Board voted to increase the rates by 50%. Because they were also recognizing that more needed to be done to address all of the water line breaks that were happening that were causing the poor water quality. And so we very quickly came to understand that water affordability and water quality are interrelated.
We're now on the public record.
The Public Service Commission was very concerned about the poor state of the system, but also the lack of financial control. And so what the Public Service Commission ultimately decided was that, yes, the rates could go up, not as much as the system was asking for, but they also had to bring in outside management. So the system is now run by a private company.
Alliance Water Resources came into Martin County in 2020 to help with the day-to-day operations of their water system. Martin County has dealt with for many years a lack of preventive maintenance on their facilities and infrastructure. So right now, everybody in place is playing catch-up. The residents have eaten the burden for the past mistakes here. If things would have been maintained better and operated better in the past, the rates wouldn't be what they are today.
I think a big part of the affordability is the water loss. If you were going to the gas station and filling up with gas, and before you left the gas station, you lost 70% of it. I mean, it's not going to make for a good way to travel. We are heading down the Tug River toward the intake where the water is pumped from the river into our reservoir. For the last year, we've had to have a rental pump that is up to $10,000 a month just for renting. And the diesel for that pump is about $30,000 a month. It's actually basically the poor ratepayers that are going to have to figure out how to get this paid.
The reason that Martin County water is so expensive is it's very expensive to run this broken system. If the system were new and were in good shape, it would be a lot cheaper, and I think it's like that in so many areas across the country.
So we're at my house now, and we're just gonna bottle the samples that we got at the reservoir first, and then take samples from my house. You know, it's really hard to get people to talk about their problems with paying their water bill. Because, you know, that's an embarrassing thing. It's not something you want to just go out and talk about. And so, you know, it's hard to get people to come forward who really need the help the most in a film setting, you know, in a way that they're going to be talking about it. But every month we have anywhere between 35 to 50 shutoffs due to non-payment. And see, that's just sad. And it's not only sad because of that person, but it also means that the system can't run, which is why the gas company and the electric company have figured out how to make sure that the government steps in and helps those people that can't pay, because they couldn't run their system either if they had to depend on everybody paying all the time. So they make sure that they're sort of covered on the poverty end of it, but nobody's making sure that the water system has the coverage that they need.
I want to buy a house here. I want to plant my roots. I want to have a family. We should want to stay in a place that we call home and not fear our relationship around water. We have such a beautiful town and such a beautiful community. And we have all the chances in the world to thrive, just as any other place in Appalachia. But we just can't get ahead because of our system. And the future for me is I want the system to get ahead. As long as we keep fighting and as long as we keep being transparent and doing the work that needs to be done, I really do believe we'll have a better future with our water system.